Of course, you got Monday Night Football tonight. You got Game 3 Astros-Phillies World Series tonight. And you have the predicament that the New York Jets are in. Giants lose a game on the road to a division leader. Not great, but you can accept it. They lost a road game. Okay, great. How about the Jets, though? Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
I've been better.
You've been better. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
You've been better because Franklin Myers has to take an extra step and knock Mac Jones down when it's pointless. You've been better because Zach Wilson can't throw a ball away. You've been better because we've now lost 13 consecutive games to the no-good New England Patriots.
I've been better because you, that's right, you.
Me?
And every other Jet fan spent all of last week talking about running up the score.
Yes.
And blowing them out. Let there be blood. How about you win the freaking football game?
Well, we didn't do that. But
And
I'm not responsible for the fact that they regressed.
No. You are responsible because the things that could have led to a loss,
Yeah.
which I feared, happened.
Yeah, but Evan, if John Franklin Myers
Don't
doesn't
do
get-
this.
No,
Don't do
I gotta
this.
say it. I gotta say
Don't
it.
do
I
that.
gotta say it. If Franklin Myers doesn't get flagged for what I had, by the way, good call. I'm not even arguing the call. It was the right call. It's 17-3. The game is over. It's a wrap. One play.
It's still, but wait a sec. Look. Obviously, that feels like a season-altering penalty.
Yes.
And I agree
Okay.
that if it's not called, and really, it's on John Franklin Myers. How many times can he be called for a brutal roughing the passer
Right.
before he learns
All right, so
his
we're on the
lesson?
same page on
No,
that.
no,
Good
we
call.
are, but
Yeah.
no, we are until this. Okay, when they commit that dumb penalty, does that mean Braden Mann's got to fall down on the kickoff to start the second half? Does that mean that Jordan Whitehead and LaMarcus Joyner have to miss tackles on Jim Brown or Ramondre Stevenson on the first play of the second half? Does that mean that Craig Zerline has to miss a field goal? Does that mean Zach Wilson has to throw brutal interception after brutal interception? Like, yes, it was a pivotal play. And yes, the game goes differently if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
But Craig, let's not ignore the garbage we saw after that play.
You're
Don't
right.
exonerate it, bro.
I want to be very clear. I'm not exonerating it because you still had the lead after that play.
Right.
They had the lead at halftime. And they came out listless offensively. It's on Zach Wilson, of course, with the 3 interceptions. Every one of them inexcusable and on him. And yeah, we did not do a good job across the board. And, I want to give the defense a break because the 3 interceptions, they held. But the reality is this. New England owns us right now. And I can't say anything to the contrary.
Well, when you, Craig, like one thing we identified over the last few weeks, even as we were, confident about this team moving forward, is we said, hey, they're like 09 and 10. They're a run-first,
That's
ground
right.
and pound kind of team.
Yep.
And to be that kind of team, I'm going to try to remain calm because I'm really pissed about this. One thing you've got to do is be solid when it comes to special teams. It's not going to be talked about as much. We're all going to bash Zach Wilson. We're all going to kind of grade is Zach Wilson the future quarterback, and I get why that's a discussion. But their special teams performance from top to bottom,
Yep.
from Braxton Berrios twice trying to take the ball out of the end zone and getting stopped at the 15-yard line, to the big punt return that set the Patriots up at the 27 freaking yard line on their third drive of the second half, to Greg Zerline missing a field goal.
And a big
to
field goal
Braden
in the
Mann
moment,
slipping.
too. Yep.
Yeah, a huge fit changes the whole game.
Yep.
Like, Craig, their special teams yesterday, in a lot of ways, cost them. I know that's going to be the story with the Giants because of the fumbles by Richie James. But, bro, kick return coverage, missed field goals. Nick Folk doesn't miss. Like, you can't be this kind of football team and make those kinds of mistakes. You're not going to win that way.
No, listen, they regressed. They looked yesterday the way they looked most of last year. I hate to say it. And the good feelings we had after the 5-win start. And the thoughts of, hey, oh, my God, maybe they've turned a corner. Maybe they're not the Jets after all, blah, 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 are all wiped out in one game. And they're all wiped out in one game because of who they were playing against. If you lose a bad football game to, I don't know, pick any other team, the Raiders, bad football team right now. You kind of write it off. You throw it in the garbage. All right, the game sucked. It's unacceptable, but let's move on. When it's to this particular team, that we have a chance to put out of their misery after an embarrassing Monday night game against the Chicago Bears, and we don't do it, and we have stupid mental mistakes and bad play and bad coaching decisions. It was like we never, ever got off to the 5-3 to start, rather.
I hate to say it, Craig. You're right. I hate to say it because
Wiped it all
5-3, 5-3 is good, right? We like 5-3.
Yes.
But not when it comes with your third loss looking like this to this team, especially what's on the
Specifically,
horizon.
this damn team that we
At
had
home.
a chance to beat down, and we had the lead at halftime in our building after all the nonsense all week of, hey, Jet fans, get there early. Hey,
Right.
Jet fans, come ready to yell and scream. Blah, diddy, blah, blah, blah. That's what I say.
Brutal.
Yes.
5-3 is going to turn into what now? I mean, that's the other thing. You look ahead and you wonder, was this all a big CT? Was this all a big tease? Was this all something
Evan.
that, what?
Shock
What?
jockey.
I'm not shock jockey. I'm disappointed.
That was shock jockey right there.
I'm
going
annoyed.
to the CTs on us. All right, very good.
But you know I'm right, Craig.
I didn't say you were wrong. I'm just saying it just sounds weird when you say it. That's all.
And how about this freaking coaching staff? How about that?
How about
on
them?
the first 15 plays, they threw the football 12 out of 15 times.
Yeah.
I understand they're without Brees Hall, and they missed him. There's no doubt. But you got to run the football. On that first interception that Zach threw, which is on Zach. Zach was terrible. Zach sucks. All right, let's get that out of the way. Why aren't they running the ball on 3rd and 2? Why were they in such a hurry, Craig, to get away from what's still supposed to be their bread and butter, and that's running the football? Why? Explain it to me.
I can't
Why?
explain it to you. It went against every single thing that led them to 5-2. Ball control offense, limited passing because we don't trust our quarterbacks just yet, right?
Yep.
Solid defense, better than average, maybe not great, but good to better than average special teams, and let's win games like that. And they got away from it. And I'm not sure if that's arrogance. I'm not sure if that's cockiness. I don't know what it is, but it wasn't good.
Look, the quarterback was bad. The quarterback needs to get better. That's obvious. Everybody knows that. But they did everything else to lose this game. Was Mac Jones good yesterday in your opinion,
No,
Craig?
he wasn't. He did.
No.
Mac Jones was everything I thought he was going to be.
Of course.
Terrible.
But guess what? Bill Belichick had his Patriots team run the football 34 times. The Jets ran it 15 times. And before anyone says it's a blowout, you got to throw. Dude, they were throwing early. They were throwing long before it was a blowout. Like I mentioned, 12 of the first 15 plays, they're throwing the football.
Yeah.
They couldn't wait to get away from the run. And I get it. Michael Carter and James Robinson and Ty Johnson did not remind you of Brees
Yeah,
Hall.
but how do you know?
But you're right, because they got away from it so
Johnson,
quick.
it's not like Brees Hall gains 30 yards every time you give him the ball. He
Right.
gets 2-yard carries also, like every running back does. And then, of course, he has the 15-yard carry, which brings the average up. But
Yep.
they gave up on it. Carter had the one run. I forget exactly how long it was, like 20 yards, whatever it was. So they abandoned it. And I'm not sure if it's a byproduct of AVT's not on the line or what. But I'll tell you what.
So drop Zach back? I mean, what
I'm
do you
with you.
think's
That's my
gonna
point.
happen?
That's my point. No Elijah Vera Tucker, and you saw a weak offensive line, and our quarterback scrambling all over the place. And let's just say it for the last time: you could chew all the gum you want in a post-game press conference. You could be as defiant as you want, even to the point of being a little douchey in the press conference. And I get it. You're pissed. You played like crap. But now we're at a crossroads with you.
We are.
We're at a crossroads because you won a game completing 10 passes. You won a game completing 16 passes. You have yet to be the reason we've won a game. You've managed the game. I don't want to take away what he's done in winning the first 4 starts of the year, which he did, and he deserves partial credit for that. But yesterday afternoon was so bad. And it wasn't like you played in Seattle where the crowd can play a role, and I believe it does, especially for a young quarterback. It wasn't like you played in some crazy bad weather game on the road. It wasn't like you played against the Bills or the Chiefs or San Francisco the way they played yesterday, or dare I say it, Atlanta or Carolina. You played at home against the New England Patriots, who have an offense that is setting football back generations, and you couldn't get the job done, and it's beyond frustrating.
I'm scared to death that yesterday afternoon at MetLife Stadium, Craig, is a game we look back on in the same vein as the Ghost game. And that scares the crap out of me. I'm not giving up on Zach Wilson. I'm not telling you he should be benched right now from Mike White, who was the backup yesterday, which I thought was an interesting development.
And he's the backup the rest of the year, they said, too. Yeah.
Yes. But what I would tell you is crossroads is the right word. Because right now we're 18 games into Zach Wilson's career. That was right around the time Josh Allen, and I hate for him to always be the comparison, but he is, because he's one of those guys who in year 2 started to take that step. He's the guy Giant fans are going to compare Daniel Jones to, and unfortunately he's the standard bearer for that young quarterback. But about 18 games in, Craig, Josh started to make that turn. Is Zach going to make that freaking turn? Because if he doesn't, in the next 5 or 6 weeks, and we're all going to know the answer.
Yeah.
And I know there are some Jet fans who think they know the answer right now, and I'm leaning towards knowing the answer. I think you're leaning towards knowing the answer, but you're not ready to pull that plug yet. You're not ready to say it's over yet. But boy, oh boy, he's got to step up and show marked improvement. Otherwise, Zach Wilson's name goes into the dustpan of Jet history as another quarterback we thought was the guy, but turned out not to be the guy.
Listen, we get enamored with the arm and all of the athletic ability, but last night is a major step backwards. And here's the reality. It's one thing if you have 3 interceptions and they go off a receiver's hands, or you're trying to squeeze the ball into a tight spot, or whatever the case may be. There are, I guess, quote unquote, good interceptions and bad interceptions. Recognizing that they all suck, obviously. But if you take stock of the 3 yesterday, the first one where he's literally trying to throw the ball out of bounds and for some reason doesn't chuck it into the 5th row, which he has the ability to do, is mind-boggling. The second one where I can't even tell you what he's trying to do because there ain't nobody open. He threw the ball to them, right? I don't understand. And same with the third one. None of those interceptions were because he had to make a last-second throw. He's being dragged to the ground. Yes, he's out of the pocket. Yes, he's got pressure. I'm not saying he's not. But he had plenty of time on all 3 of them to throw the ball away. Yeah. And that, to me, is a problem. I'm not questioning his arm strength. I'm not questioning his athletic ability. I don't question any of that stuff. He's got all the fundamental tools you need to be an NFL quarterback. But he's not an NFL quarterback just yet.
You need a brain.
Yeah.
No, you need an intelligent quarterback brain. And you mentioned those interceptions, and you're right. Let me add on another play that really scares me moving forward.
All right.
And maybe you forgot about it. Maybe it didn't seem like a big deal. I thought this was brutal. So at 22-10, they're still sort of in the game. They're driving the football with about 8 or 9 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. So if you score here and get a touchdown, and then you get off the field, with a reasonable amount of time, you've got a chance to come back in this game.
Sure.
It's 4th and 10. They get a huge break. New England's called for offsides. Great. Now it's 4th and 5.
Yep.
And on that 4th and 5 play, he threw to Tyler Conklin in the end zone. It was a little bit too wide. Dude, if you look at that play, he had tons of space to run up the middle. He had an easy first down get with his legs. And as much as you and I, and Joe has said this too, but you and I have been screaming about it, hey, you got to use Zach's legs more. You got to design more plays with Zach's legs.
Yeah.
Sometimes the plays you make are because your brain is telling you, hey, maybe I should use my legs. Daniel Jones does a great job of this. On 4th and 5, with the entire middle opened up for you, Zach, go get the first down, bro. Go run up, get your 9 or 10 yards, slide down. Maybe someone makes a dumb penalty and you get 15 more, and you're all set up. And Zach Wilson, instead of taking what I thought was, and go back and look at the play, an easy first down with his legs, he's trying to hit the grand slam home run to Conklin in the end zone.
And he's got no shot at it. It wasn't even close. It was a desperate heave to the end zone. I don't know if he panicked or what the case was. There was no shot at all.
Why is
all
he
you need is a first down there. And by the way, you're right. We got a gift on the offsides. They went from 4th and 10 to 4th and 5, which changed the entire dynamic of what the Jets can do there.
No doubt.
And he throws the ball 30 yards down the field. It made no sense.
So here's my question, Zach. What are you thinking? I want to know. Because now I'm concerned about his brain. I'm concerned, like, is he thinking? Is he smart? And by smart, you know what I mean. NFL smart. Making the right read, making the right play, making the right decision smart. Obviously not a stupid man. I'm talking about football. But what are you thinking on that play? Because Zach's athletic. You got to take advantage of that sometimes. And as much as we've killed the coaching staff for not designing more plays for his legs, Zach sometimes has to make that decision himself.
Yeah, it's both. You got to call plays for him, and he's got to have a better feel for the game. And when he can take off, there's no point in being a great athlete if you don't use it, right? And you see all the great athletes around the league who the play isn't called that way, but they use it. They get the first down, they get 4 more downs to get a crack at it, and they move the ball down the field. It's frustrating because how many more times are we going to have coaches in this town tell us to show up, tell us to yell and scream and create a home field advantage only to show up with nothing? I'm frankly tired of it. Stop asking us to do our job. We're there every Sunday doing our job, and damn it, we do it really well. It's time that you guys showed up on a consistent basis, and this is why Evan's going to mock me here for a second. I always say to you, don't ask me the question, if I told you in August you'd be 5-3, would you have signed up for it?
You're trying to piss me off even more than I am already.
Oh, there you go. Evan, by the way, right now is dressed up like an alien to go trick-or-treating with his boys tonight. What time does trick-or-treating start, by the way?
Well, trick-or-treating is starting before the show is over, so there's going to be 2 rounds of trick-or-treating. There's mama trick-or-treating,
okay,
and then there's dad trick-or-treating, which will begin as soon as the show is over, and we are going to hit every house in the neighborhood, and I want peanut butter cups, all right? Both my sons love it. Let's load up everyone on peanut butter cups.
Could you be more predictable? You want to talk about going chalk. Come on, man.
Well, that's the answer, though. Sometimes the answer is
the
chalk,
poll
right?
comes out every year. Every year it's the same. The number one Halloween candy is Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups.
Because it is.
I mean, come on, man. Let's go a little outside the box, shall we?
What do you want?
I want a Three Musketeer bar.
Overrated.
Overrated? It's never even referenced. It's like the bar's extinct.
Because it's not that good, dude.
Oh, come on.
You know what's underrated, I'll give you?
I love the Three Musketeer bar. I'm money good on that.
Oh, it's horrendous.
Horrendous.
There's nothing to it.
Oh, stop.
It's like
Three Musketeer bar?
It's like chocolate air. Granted, it's better than regular air, but it's not.
You guys are the worst.
Candy.
How can you knock the Three Musketeer bar? Let me guess.
Good.
You like Reese's Pieces, peanut butter cup.
Well,
you like M&M's.
It's just
you like Snickers bar and a Milky Way bar. Ooh.
Yeah, Milky Way.
Ooh.
You're leaving out the Twix. The Twix is fantastic.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean
$100,000 bar,
which are hard to find, and they're called the $100,000 bars now. Yeah. But let me get you like elephant corn too, or you like the house that gives you the personally wrapped candy corn. It's like they bought one big bag of candy corn and then go get bags to wrap it up in. Those are the houses you can't trust.
Next year, I've already told my wife we're going to get a soft serve machine. We're going to hook it up outside, and every kid's going to be able to make their own ice cream. How brilliant is that?
That would make you one of the most popular houses in the neighborhood, except for the fact that you show your novice and naivete when it comes to trick-or-treating, which I respect because you're a young parent. You haven't been through the wars like veterans like myself have. How the kids going to carry the ice cream, Evan?
That's a good point.
Number one, they're in costume. Hands are usually covered. Number two, they got their pillowcase or their little pumpkin bag, whatever it might be. How are they carrying the ice cream you folks are serving?
What's funny is I was going to supply them with Met helmets, so everybody was going to get their ice cream.
So now they need 2
helmet.
hands. So now they got to stop and sit down and lose out on that valuable candy getting time because the Roberts decided everybody gets ice cream in a helmet.
I thought it was a nice gesture. I thought of something really
if you want to
creative.
do a nice gesture, put a margarita machine out there for the moms and dads. That is a nice gesture.
That's not bad.
And then you'd be the hottest house on campus, no doubt. Oh, listen, you're a diehard Jet fan. Bring it. From a Giant perspective, I think Evan already alluded to the biggest problem. That's Richie James. You can't fumble once. You can't fumble twice, obviously, in a low-scoring, close game, which is really what it was. And it's hard to be upset, frankly. Listen, we're upset because the Giants lost. Yeah, that comes with every loss. but it's hard to be upset knowing they went on the road. Seattle did a very, very good job curtailing Saquon Barkley.
Shut him down.
Yep. Well, he had 50 yards total. And Geno Smith is having one of them years right now where he's playing. He's legit. He is legit.
The concern I'd have, and you're right, I mean, when you look at two special teams fumbles, it's very difficult to emerge victorious after that. But their offense was actually worse than the final numbers.
I agree, but don't forget, Tyler Lockett also dropped a touchdown pass. The score could have been worse.
No,
well.
that's my point. Like, they lost 27-13. I thought it was far worse. They got nothing from Daniel Jones. They got nothing from Saquon Barkley. Their receivers aren't any good. And they were really fortunate that Adoree Jackson made a tremendous play on Tyler Lockett that set them up at the 2 and 3 yard line. Because outside of that, Craig, their offense was nothing.
Yeah, which does bring up the question, you're 24 hours away from the trade deadline. Do you expect the Giants to be active or not? Whether that be getting a wide receiver or, any other position. There's some rumors out there already. But, it's funny because they go into the bye week and you're thrilled if you're a Giant fan. Let's be honest. 6-2 into this bye week is ridiculous. Upset about yesterday, but you're going to lose games on the road. It's the NFL. So you have to throw this one away. Nobody played all that well across the board for the New York Giants. And it was still a close game going into the fourth quarter. And now you have to ask yourself a question. Recognizing you're probably not as good as the top 3 or 4 teams in the NFC, meaning San Francisco, meaning obviously the Philadelphia Eagles,
Minnesota,
Dallas. And I'd probably add Dallas to that mix
Absolutely.
too. Yeah.
Got to put Dallas in there.
Dallas has a great running attack. Their offensive line's really good. And oh, by the way, they've got a top 3 defense in the NFL.
Yeah, but you named, here's what's great, Craig. You named 4 teams. More than 4 teams make the playoffs.
Right. So my point is, you're not one of those teams, but you're legitimately a playoff team and a wild card team. How aggressive do you want the Giants to be in the next 18 hours?
Here's the way I would feel coming out of this game where offense was the major issue. They couldn't move the football consistently. Even if it's not an A-level guy, because I'm not sure an A-level guy is going to be moved. We'll see about DJ Moore, who committed an absolute brutal penalty.
Yeah, and I have a comment on that. If you want to hear it now, I'll give it to you now. If not, you can wait on it. But I'll just give it to you real quick. I was looking at all the planned celebrations in the NFL yesterday. The Eagles were doing like the what do you call it? What do you call it? Not drum.
It looked like a boy band.
No, they were doing it's a. Oh, come on.
It's a thing?
When you step in?
It's like a step dancing type thing, right? So they have a choreographed step dance, right? You got other guys doing, the fish, the hook, line, and sinker, which is awesome, right? Like 6 or 7 well choreographed, like 30, 45-second bits when they scored touchdowns. This guy, DJ Moore, has the catch of his lifetime to tie the game against Atlanta, and pure, unadulterated, organic emotion. He takes off his helmet in the end zone. He doesn't go to the Atlanta side and taunt them. He takes off the helmet in an organic display of, yes, right? Yeah. 15-yard penalty. Former Jet Pinheiro, of course, misses the kick. And then another kick in overtime. But I'm saying to myself, these other teams have choreographed celebrations that go on and on and on. There's no penalty. This guy has a legitimate emotional celebration, and it cost his team 15 yards.
Well, the rule, you're right, is so stupid.
It's ridiculous.
But it's the rule. I mean,
yes.
That's why at the end of the day, we can scream and yell about the rules all we want, kind of like the roughing the passer penalty with Franklin Myers, but you know what the rule is.
Yep.
And you know what the ramifications are. But look, I don't know if Carolina's going to deal them. We'll see in the next 24 hours.
I think they will now because, again, if they won yesterday, they're in first place. Maybe they batten down the hatches. They go for it. Now they're in last place, and they're 2 games out. Go figure.
I would look at it this way if I'm Joe Shane. I got to add somebody, but I wouldn't do it at a crazy cost. So if I can get a receiver, whether it's Claypool, whether it's DJ Moore, even if it's the Jets' willingness to dump Elijah Moore at Denzel Mims, which I doubt, I would want to add a body. I can't just rely on Kenny Golladay changing his attitude and being healthy. I'd want to at least tell my locker room, forget the fans for a second, the locker room, hey guys, you're better than we thought. And we've got to try. And we got to give ourselves an even better chance to win over the course of the second half of the season.
Well, we got lots to do. The phone number to join, 877 337-6666. We were also living in unique times as the Billboard Hot 100 came out today. And for the first time in its history, one artist has every single song in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. It has never happened before. It is happening right now. Oh, it's great to be alive. You guys, none of you know who the artist is, do you?
I'm thinking in my head.
Go ahead. Who do you think?
No, it's not Taylor Swift, because that wouldn't make any sense. So I'm thinking
That
it's
was my
somebody. Yeah, but it can't be
She
Tay-Tay.
just put out an album. I don't know.
Yeah. You know, here's my guess, Craig.
Look at everybody cheating right now.
I swear to God, I am not
I know
cheating.
these guys are Googling it right now. It's
Oh,
fascinating.
I was unaware this is the SATs and this is
no.
considered cheating.
Listen, you know how the gather. We do the show for 2 years, dude. If I ask you a question,
I just said my guess.
Stop Googling. I see Google
I
hands
said
over
that would be
there.
my guess. I wouldn't even know
then
where else
your
to
guess
guess.
is in. Registered Taylor Swift.
Now I'm going to look to see if
Okay.
my guess is
No,
right.
Okay.
my guess is not Taylor Swift.
Go
No,
ahead.
I think it's going to be a rapper.
Kanye?
And I'm going to say,
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant Kyrie. My bad.
I know, right? What's the difference?
Oops.
Oh, don't
Yeah,
get me
LeBron
started.
James is worried that Twitter under Elon Musk, there's been a rise in the disgusting use of the N-word on Twitter, apparently, since Elon Musk took over. But he's got no problem with Kyrie going against the Jews.
Yeah, he's
No
got
problem at all. That doesn't reach his radar.
He's gotten very quiet about
Yeah,
that.
all
No
of a
comments.
sudden, Kyrie being anti-Semitic, not a problem. The N-word on Twitter, major problem. Yeah.
I think it's somebody who, what's that term when you take a song and then you mix it over another song?
Like a
What's that term?
mashup. A mashup?
Sample?
A sample.
Yeah, it's
Sample?
every.
It's got to be a rapper who not only has their song in the top 10, but then maybe it was sampled or something.
Okay, the answer's Taylor Swift. I'll just put you out of your misery.
What? So I was right to begin with?
No, you weren't, because you said it's not Taylor Swift. So you weren't right to begin with.
But I said her name.
You did say her name. Yeah, she's got all 10 songs.
I'm going to gloss
in
over the
top 10.
fact I nailed it, but okay, that's all right.
What, boy, you have become Tommy. You have become
Just say
an angry,
you're killing
angry,
me.
insecure
You could at
man.
least say, no, Big Mac was right.
Yeah, when you Google things, it's
I
not hard
didn't
to get them
Google it.
right.
I was Googling it after I put my guess in. Never mind. Go on with it.
In any event, we got lots cooking today. Obviously, Jets and Giants from yesterday. We got some World Series tonight later on, and much, much more. 877-337-6666.